What's going on, y'all? So today on Dylan Talks Tone, we're going to do some maintenance. I've had the old Slash Les Paul for a couple of months now. And I have, well, I don't know, a couple months? I don't know how long it's been. Anyway, I've been playing it a bunch. It needs some new strings. And if you look at it, I'm going to go ahead and give the frets a polish. Now, I'm pretty sure the guitar's been plecked. I'm pretty sure. The fretwork is perfect. It plays awesome, and it's really good. But they could use a bit of a polish, and some of the folks in the comments have made it known to me that they think that the fretboard is too dry. Rosewood is what it is. Humidity, not oil, is what really determines the health of the fretboard, right? So if we keep the humidity, 45 to 50% in this room, this fretboard is not too dry. It just doesn't look oily. So, but it needs to be cleaned. So the way we clean a fretboard, we use lizard spit fretboard oil. So we're going to do that. We're going to clean it all up. First, I'm going to polish the frets and get them looking nice and shiny. And we're going to put a set of String Joy strings on it. So let's get all that done, and I'm going to show you how I polish these frets. But first, we need to do everybody's favorite part. People on the internet love it when I do that. Okay, the other thing is, people that think you got to tie knots in strings so that the tuning stability is good, you are annoying. Don't do this. You know how hard it is to change a string quickly, like especially at a gig. If you're trying like this, all of this, don't do this. That string should just pop right off of there. If you do that stupid over-under tie a knot stupid thing, when I put the strings on this guitar, I'm going to show you how I do it, and you'll never have a problem. This right here, freaking annoying. Let me say it again, freaking annoying. Okay, so what I'm going to use today is the Ultimate Fret Polishing System from Lizard Spit. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It comes with a polishing cloth. Inside there is, I'll show you in a minute, there's these little polishing pads, and then some fret protectors. This kit, it's like 15 bucks or something. It comes with 24 of these little pads. Here, I'll show you. And they're a little Brillo pad kind of thing, and they have compound stuck in them already. And when you polish the frets, I'll show you in a minute, it gets real nice looking. I don't use steel wool on any of my guitars because I don't risk putting steel wool particles in my pickups. I have had to repair pickups before where there was obviously steel wool in them, and it rusts through, and then it rusts through the coil wires, and it causes a problem. Now, obviously, that takes a while to happen, but I'm just saying, I don't do it. I don't put steel wool anywhere near my guitar, ever. Ever, ever, ever. You can if you want, and you can get in the comments and tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. I'm just not going to do it. So I use these. A lot of people use like Jeweler's Rouge, stuff like that. The cool part is once you have that full kit, I don't actually order the full kit. This is like a $5 refill you can just add to your Sweetwater order. And I don't even use any of that stuff. I just use the little pads. Yeah, it screws up the fretboard, but we're going to clean the fretboard again anyway. So I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. As you can see, the pad is getting black because it's polishing the nickel. And it's, of course, getting stuff everywhere, so you just have to clean it up afterwards. No big deal. Okay, so even just a cursory glance here, you can see this is an unpolished fret section, and then this is the beginning polished fret section, and you can see a massive, massive difference in the two. I'll tell you what, let's get some close-ups. So here is an unpolished fret, right next to a polished fret. I mean, that is a massive, massive difference. In fact, we should just check that out right there, right next to each other. Now on an older guitar or a guitar with cheaper nickel, like a Squire or something, an Epiphone, something with lower quality nickel, this will be even a bigger difference. Or guitars that have really, really, really old, really been played. And it'll last like this for quite a while too once you polish them. I mean, that looks fantastic. All right, let's go ahead and get this done, and let's clean up this fretboard because we've made it kind of gross. So we'll go ahead and get this cleaned up. All right, so all the frets are polished. Now we're going to go ahead and grab some Lizard Spit fretboard conditioner, and we're going to give it a go, and we're going to get this all cleaned up because I kind of made it look crap. But we'll fix it up here just momentarily. All right, let's talk some misconceptions about what we're doing here as we're doing it. Fretboards are wood. Wood needs moisture to retain its shape, basically. So, for example, if it gets dry, it starts to shrink. We are not right now hydrating this fretboard. Oil does not hydrate. Water hydrates, meaning that humidity in the air is what hydrates your fretboard. So when somebody says to me in comment on the YouTube, your fretboard is so dry, it needs some oil. The wood, this is a raw piece of wood. It doesn't need to have oil on it. It has oil internally to it. Now over time, it will start to dry out, of course. The oil will come out of there. So you want to put some back in it probably over time. But that is not what makes, like for example, if we don't do this, it doesn't fight against fret sprout or anything like that. Well, this is a Les Paul, so it's a little different, but that's not what we're doing here. The real purpose of an oiled fretboard is a detergent. We're cleaning it up. Some people use naphtha. I don't like to use that because that will actually pull oil out of the wood. That'll actually pull the natural oils out of the wood, so I don't like to use naphtha. So that's why we're using, I think he uses, I'm pretty sure this is orange oil, which is more expensive than lemon oil. It smells fantastic, by the way. But he says at Lizard Spit that it works better. And I don't remember exactly why he says it works better, but it definitely works amazing. I've been using this for probably 5 years. I will tell you this little bottle right here. There's a bigger bottle that's like 15 bucks, but this little bottle right here is going to last you years. I used 2 drops on this fretboard, and we are looking right. Doesn't take much. Super, super, super easy to do. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. Now, it doesn't need to be all greasy and gross, obviously. It doesn't need to be soaked. Just a couple of drops as a detergent to clean off all of your finger grime and then all of the grime that we put in there from polishing the frets. So that's it. So let's go ahead and throw some string joys on here, and I'm going to show you this tuning key thing in a minute. Just some random tips. This fretboard looks fantastic. I dig it. Polished, oiled, and ready for strings. Okay, so to put the strings on the guitar, pull it all the way tight, pull it back about, basically I pull it back about 1 tuner length and maybe a little more, so from here to about there, and then wind it on. And then once that settles in, which when you pull on the strings a little bit, that'll settle in. That string will lock that against the top of that tuner eye and will be totally fine. And you'll have about 3 winds of string. on there, and it will be enough, and it will not be doubled up on the tuner so that you don't have any kind of expansion and contraction and tuning instability. And it won't be locked on there so that when you go to change a string, you won't have to fiddle it with it like I did. It took me like a full minute to get that string off, which is no bueno when you are trying to do it quickly. So this is totally sufficient. Tying a knot in your string is the dumbest thing to do. This is the easiest way to do it. Bam, there you go. Polished up frets, cleaned up fretboard, string joy strings, ready to rock, man. This thing's cool. I'm going to play it some more this afternoon, actually. Make sure you like and subscribe and all the things that you do when you watch a YouTube video. There are links in the description to all these things. You can definitely check them out down there. String Joy Strings, as well as the Lizard Spit products. I recommend them a lot. I use them in this video, but actually the reason I made this video is because I use them all the time and I never talk about them. They're actually, I have a whole drawer full of Lizard Spit products that we use to maintain all of the guitars. If you've ever used one of my guitars or bought a guitar from me or anything, it's always been maintained with that stuff for years and years and years. It's like one of my favorite products. So I wanted to share it because I don't normally share this behind the scenes kind of just, I'm going to put new strings on my guitar. But there's more that goes into it, and I think there's a few little things that you need to know to make it better, like that stupid string wrap thing. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next video.